Hey, welcome back. My name is Tanner O'Brien. I'm a senior partner here at Action Coach in Central Texas. And today for our Thursday tip, we're going to be talking about sales. Gotta love sales. Sales is so important to any business out there. So we've got to start with this process of defining what is sales. So the definition that we use here when it comes to sales, it's really no more complex than this. Professionally helping others buy, professionally helping people buy. The process by which that we help people buy, because we know that at the end of the day, people hate to be sold to, but they do love to buy. So how do we as salespeople get out there and help them make a purchase? So we understand what sales is at its very basic level, but what about who? Who is in sales? Well, whether you're in an actual sales position out there selling widgets or food or services or anything that you can think of in an actual paid position where your focus is sales, that is one type of person that is in sales. However, in reality, we are all in sales in some way, shape, or form, whether you are that team member that's out there doing sales or you're the team member that is a manager that's looking to work with his team or her team, working with an executive or a leadership position that is your boss. There are ideas, there's plans, there's strategies, there's a certain way of doing things that you would like to accomplish that you have to sell your ideas to these other people. You have to communicate in a way that makes sense. If you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, you're not just selling your widgets and your things like that, but you're selling your business, you're selling your vision, your idea to your team, to your investors, to anyone that is a stakeholder in your business. Now let's take all of that off the table. When else are we in sales? Well, we're in sales just about every day. I'm sure that many of you can take a step back and look at my home life. Well, do I have a spouse or a parent or kids? And have I ever had an idea where we've had a bit of a disagreement and we've had to go back and say, here's the way that I want to do things. They say, here's the way they want to do things. And you've got to sell each other on the best idea to move forward. That is a process of sales. You're professionally helping people move forward with an idea, right? So same basic process. We are all in sales. So it's important to understand, how do we get really good at the process of sales? So today I wanted to share just a little bit on kind of 3 keys to success in sales, or 3 really buckets or ideas when it comes to sales that's going to help you be a little bit better in your sales process, or help your team become a little bit better in their sales process. So there's a tremendous amount of information out there. There's, I don't know how many different hundreds and hundreds of sales books and videos and things like that all across the ages. And I encourage you to go really take the time to learn them, take the time to share them with your team to get better at this process of sales. But today we're just going to talk about kind of 3 main buckets or 3 keys when it comes to sales. So the first one here is mindset. Your attitude, your belief system, but how do you think about sales and what attitude do you bring to it? Some of the best salespeople I've ever had the pleasure of working with had the best positive attitude and had a genuine curiosity for solving the problems of the customer, the consumer that was in front of them. They genuinely came to work every day having fun. They looked at it on almost a puzzle, right? They came and they were looking at, how can I help solve these problems, these challenges, these issues that this prospect or customer has. Attitude, that mindset of really coming to it with that genuine curiosity and having fun with it. Belief systems is another big one. So I always love to run this exercise of, hey, if I were to tell you to write the 5 beliefs that you have around salespeople, or just think of every word that comes to mind when you think of salespeople, what would you put up there? I'd usually put it up on a big whiteboard and we'd start to go through that process. And oftentimes the words that come up on that particular sheet are things like sleazy, pushy, come off as salesy or desperate, money, focused. They're all about closing the deal. Like, these are the types of words that we usually see. And it's simply the best salespeople in the world really don't embody that. They embody things of genuine curiosity and helpfulness. And they want to help guide through a conversation that's going to actually solve the problems that you have. So a belief system around how we think about salespeople does make a difference when it comes to how are we at sales. If we have this negative belief and negative connotations around what salespeople are, it's going to be very difficult for us to live up and decide to be really good at sales. So mindset is kind of the number one key, is really looking at how do we think about the process of sales. The second one is going to be communication. Communication is a big one. We can look at so many different facets of communication, from understanding communication profiles or how people learn, that sort of thing. But it really comes down to logic versus emotion. At the end of the day, when it comes to sales decisions, people buy on emotion more than they do on logic. So how we communicate is really important. It's important for us to build the rapport and understand where their dissatisfaction is and what the vision can be like for what this life will look like after they buy your product or your service and they solve that problem that they have. Being able to communicate back and forth and communicate in the way that they want to be communicated with, rather than just communicate in the way that you feel you want to communicate. So communication is a really big one when it comes to success in sales. The third one is process. Now, process is going to be the system by which the sales is delivered upon. It's the process by which you connect with people. It's the process by which you know and understand your numbers and have that consistency in how you approach sales every single time that you go after it. So the best salespeople I know are always prepared. They look at, how can I be prepared for my day? Who am I going to go talk to? How many calls do I need to make? How many people do I need to be in front of? What types of conversations am I going to have? And if I do X, Y, and Z, it's going to lead to success, because I know my numbers well enough that if I talk to 10 people, I'm going to get one person to say yes. The best salespeople in the world understand this process, understand the consistency and how they go about that. So when it comes to getting you to be a better salesperson, your team to be a better sales team, starting to put these things in the correct process all the way through, starting to put these into implementation, getting in front of how strong that mindset is and those positive beliefs around sales, communication, and building rapport with our prospects, and ultimately having the process. So there's consistency on delivery and consistency on activity that's going to be the critical drivers to success in sales. Marketing and sales are ultimately the lifeblood of any business. People really hate to be sold, but they love to buy. These are words that you need to remember. Build a team that's compassionate, focused, and really focused on problem solving. Add in a dust of accountability and management, and you've got sales teams that are going to start hitting records on a consistent basis. And that's going to be really, really fun. So for those of you that want to take the next step, that really want to know, how do I get my sales team to be better next year? Maybe you're very, very good at sales, but it's getting very daunting to say, hey, I've got a team of 10, 12, 15 salespeople out there. I can't train them all. I can't get them to be the way that I need them to be at the level that I am at when it comes to mastery in sales. Because now, the job has grown. There's so many different things for you to do as a leader or a business owner. Well, not to worry. We have a 12-week sales masterclass that is coming up here in January. I'll put the link in the comments below. Take a look at it. We actually go in with your team 1 hour a week and actually train them in the process and the mindset and the communication styles to be even better in sales. So if you've got a sales team that has really missed the numbers a little bit this year, this is an opportunity to take advantage of and have a team that's going to not just hit the numbers next year, but exceed and become some of the best that you've ever seen as you continue to grow your business. My name is Dan O'Brien. I'm a senior partner here at Action Coach in Central Texas. I'm so excited that you spent some time with me today.